Prioritization. Unlocking this is often the key for us to get started. When you're thinking about CAS, it can be very difficult to break it down into manageable chunks and knowing where to start. Obviously, you don't want to try to boil the ocean or get buried in one large project that it starts to take away from the core business. So start by prioritizing, identifying who your CAS customers are and the ones that really want to hear from you. So James, why don't you take us through and talk about this prioritizing and the services you can deliver?
Thanks, Tim. Really like this slide, guys. It's incredibly impactful, and I think if you overlay it to your own business, it might look really familiar. When you're looking to scale CAS, the starting client segmentation, in our experience, and again, I refer back to the work we've been doing over a number of years, might look a bit like this. You may have your top 10% of clients that you're doing some proactive advisory for. It may have some structure to it, i.e. quarterly, monthly. It's probably a white glove service, but it's incredibly hard to scale. But there's a client base there who's willing to invest in that service. Then you've got those that you'd advise through for when a situational catalyst occurs, succession planning, major purchase, good or bad, very reactionary. Then we've got the ever-widening middle band. This is a cohort of clients who you think need and would really value CAS, but you're currently not providing it to them in a structured way. And that's potentially because you have the time, the resources, the technology to allow for that. Potentially the technology could solve those first two problems. Often this existing relationship will be annualized and based around tax. These are typically your excellent in-hand farming operations who have given the chance could apply some of the insight that CAS offers to the business. Those last two areas I've just spoken to, that's what we call the middle majority. That's where we can really invest behind you and your clients. They form such a big portion of your customer base. There's lots of opportunity to be doing more with them. The question to everyone on the call is, could technology allow us to take some of that white glove advisory from the proactive at the top and layer it to this cohort in an efficient way? And finally, because there's always outliers and there's always those clients who aren't going to step towards the opportunity, whether they're in the life cycle of their business, but there'll be those who aren't potentially right for figured and QBO and the CAS opportunities. What we're trying to achieve is we're trying to move from a pyramid that looks like this to something a little bit more like this.